Hi everyone, this is Linda. We're going to talk about adding our own design to a project in the Hoop that's part of the software, and we're going to do a zipper pouch. We're going to use mySewnet Platinum, but can also be done in gold. We're going to use the project in the Hoop. We're going to add our own design. We're going to move some stitches around. We're going to use the film strip to move the designs around. We're going to rotate. We're going to duplicate. The sewing machine used in this project was actually part of the 1.3 latest update for the Platinum subscription, so those with the boxed versions of Gold and Platinum won't be able to do that, but you can use your own personal design. In the newer mySewnet software, there is something called Project in the Hoop. Project in the Hoop actually started with Premiere Plus 2, but the zipper pouches came out with the mySewnet. So we're going to go to Project in the Hoop, and we're going to change this category to one of the pouches, and I'm going to change this to a blank. What happens is when you're sewing this out and you want to add in your own embroidery design, it actually shows, and I'm going to see if I can see that. If you notice, there's two steps, but this is the final step, and I need to get so that my embroidery design sews out before the lining. If you read all the instructions, and I'll go back here to Project in the Hoop, and I'm going to go again to Pouches, and I'm going to go to Blank, and I'm just going to go to View, and if in the view, you actually get all the instructions, and it tells you pretty plainly where we need to add any embellishment stitches. So where I want to do that is in this step here, but there's no place that I can do it without stopping and moving forward in the design, go find the design I want to add, and then come back here so that the lining can get added, because I want to hide the inside stitches, all those bobbin stitches. So to do that, this is what I discovered I could do. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this out. So you have two steps here. One is the main part of the design, and then this part is actually sewing this bottom part to the top. So what I did is I took this particular part of the design, and you can go to the Modify tab. Now you have to have at least gold to do this. So you can go to the Modify tab, and it's going to fix it as stitches. You have no choice. And I'm going to take this last stitch, and I'm going to take the first one, I'm going to uncheck it. So all I have is this last section. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to go and I'm going to say, select all visible. I am going to cut it and get rid of it. I'm going to go back home, and then I'm going to paste it in. So what that did is it took the last steps, which is attaching the lining, and put this back here. It's going to attach the lining, but I need it to happen before this step. So I'm going to move this up, and I love this film strip in the mySewnet software. So now I've got so that this last step, this step here, is actually the part that is sewing on the lining and fixing all that in place, but I can actually now insert a design in this center area here. So now I could go to SuperDesigns, and I picked on the one I did on my particular design, and I'm going to go to Home, and these are one of the new ones, Home, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to pick on one of the sewing machines, and I want Select Style, I want Line, and I'm going to make sure nothing is selected, and then I'm going to hit Apply. And this is the one I want. Now it's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to change the colors on here. I'm going to change it so that hopefully you can see it. We're going to do OK. And I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see a little bit better. So there's my design that I want to use. So I actually want to make it just a little bit bigger. And there are these little placement markings. See here and here, here, here. That's letting you know what the sewing area is that you can put your embroidery design. And I actually want this so that it's so it sews right side up, and with the zipper, and I'm going to slide this down here. And I'm just going to use some general aligning, and then I'm going to do a right mouse click. I'm going to do duplicate, and I'm going to move it up, and I want to flip it, And actually, I really want to turn it. So I'm going to do a right mouse, I'm going to do properties, and I'm going to rotate it 180, and it's going to turn it the other way so that it looks correct. So now I've got them both in here, but I need both of these to sew here at this point. So I'm going to select, I have the last one selected, I'm going to hold my shift key, I'm going to select this one, and I'm just going to move them up in the design. So now what will happen is all the first parts of the design happen, then it will do this part, and then I can add my lining piece, and then I can flip it and do the last step. So if I can get this in here, so this was the design I used, and if you look on the inside, you don't see the stitches. I got that lining to actually happen after the fact. So after I actually got my design to sew. So that's basically how you do it. I hope that works for you. If you have any questions, let me know.